Hello, coolers. Welcome to another episode of Viva Barca, the home of everything Barca. In this episode, we are going to be discussing on many interesting stories for Barcelona, starting with Samuel Umtiti, of course, who had a night to forget yesterday at the Joan Gamper Trophy. Of course, he was not even at the celebrations after that 3-0 win. He left and went directly to the dressing room because he was booed by the fans and whenever the ball was with him. So it was really a frustrating night for Samuel Umtiti. So we're going to be discussing on how that event went about. Then also we're going to be talking about Ronald Koeman, who spoke after that game yesterday, after that emphatic 3-0 win over Juventus. He spoke about the team without Messi moving forward. He spoke about Yusuf Demi. He spoke about many things. Then also we're going to be discussing about Sergio Aguero with this very sad news coming out that he'll be out for 10 good weeks. That is till November before we can see Sergio Aguero back again in action. And this comes as a big blow for us, especially as we were excited to see Aguero play for his debut as a Barcelona player, but we have to wait until November. So we're going to be discussing much more on that. And to conclude, we're going to be talking about Miralem Pjanic, of course, with this report saying that Pjanic has accepted a 20% cut in his wages, in order to facilitate a loan deal to Juventus. So, callers, as we get right into those stories, please endeavor to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and also ensure you watch the video right up to the very end. Barcelona are now adjusting to life without their former talismanic captain Lionel Messi, who said goodbye to the club during an emotional press conference yesterday, Sunday. And naturally, most Barca fans are reeling after losing arguably the greatest footballer of all time. And some are fuming that members of the squad either refuse to reduce their salaries or refuse to leave the club this summer in order to help the club keep the 6-time Ballon d'Or winner. Samuel Umtiti refused to leave Barcelona on a free. We quite remember that. One of those players who did that. And along with Pjanic, Barcelona offered to release on a free transfer last month in an attempt to slash the club's wage bill. Ronald Koeman didn't want to keep either player, according to Goal, but both remain on the club's payroll for the long time being. Umtiti, a World Cup winner with France in 2018, wants to convince Koeman that he is good enough to play for the club, and has reportedly been working with a personal trainer throughout the summer to ensure he hits the ground running this season. The 27-year-old came on as a second-half substitute during Barcelona's annual Joan Gamper Trophy match against Juventus yesterday night, which took place just hours after Messi's farewell press conference. However, the centre-back was booed before and during the match by fans in the stands at the Johan Cruyff Stadium. Barcelona won the match 3-0 thanks to goals from Memphis Depay, Martin Braithwaite and Ricky Puig, and celebrated with the trophy afterwards, but there was no sign of Umtiti during the celebration. Per Spanish journalist Josep Soldado, Umtiti was very upset by the jeering and went straight to the dressing room after the final whistle. The defender later posted on his Instagram story, "Sometimes it's better to say nothing and let the silence take care of things." Umtiti was also supported on social media by teammate Antoine Griezmann, who posted a photo of his compatriot on his Instagram story after the match. Emotions are clearly running high at the moment, and it's going to take time for everyone associated with the Catalan club to come to terms with losing their most legendary player in such unusual circumstances. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, Barcelona began their new era without Lionel Messi after an emotional farewell, with their final preseason game against Juventus in the Joan Gamper Trophy match. The Blaugrana ran out as comfortable 3-0 victors to close out the offseason in style. Cristiano Ronaldo and co had their fair share of opportunities, but were kept at bay thanks to goalkeeper Neto. Meanwhile, a clinical Barcelona display saw goals from Memphis Depay, Martin Braithwaite and Ricky Puig seal the win. Coach Ronald Koeman seemed delighted with his side's performance, as we head into the final week before the beginning of the 2021-22 league season. Here are the Dutchman's thoughts on the events overall. On Messi's exit, he said, "I told the players we can't change what happened. We have to move forward and stay professional. We want the best for the club. We have to turn the page and accept. We have to show that we are a good team without Leo too." Then, on the result of the Joan Gamper Trophy yesterday, he said, "I'm happy with the performance and the result against a team that is known for defending well." On Yusuf Demi, he said, "Demi is a huge talent and is one of the important young players for the team." On Antoine Griezmann, he said Griezmann has been excellent in his role today. On the post-Messi era, he said, We will always miss the best player in the world. We have to improve because we will not have the goals scored by Messi. We will give young players opportunities, and we have new strikers like Memphis Depay. Then talking on how to adapt without Leo, he said, the midfielders must score more goals. As a squad, we must improve. We have to accept to do without Leo. All the players must give a little more. There's future. Then on to the next story of discussion. Finding an exit route for Miralem Pjanic this summer had been a major issue for Barcelona. However, the situation may finally be reaching a resolution as the Bosnian international is on the verge of returning to Juventus, according to Sport. Pjanic arrived at Barcelona from the Bianconeri last summer as part of a complex transfer deal that saw Arthur Melo move the other way. However, things have not worked out as planned for the seasoned midfielder at the Camp Nou. Pjanic was overlooked quite a bit by manager Ronald Koeman over the course of the 2020-21 campaign. In fact, towards the end of the season, the Dutch tactician handed more minutes to youngster Ajax Moriba than he did with the ex-AS Roma man. By the end of the season, it was clear that Pjanic was surplus to requirements at Barcelona, and the financial situation at the club only made it even more certain that the midfielder would not have a future at the Camp Nou. However, finding takers for him was proving to be a major hurdle for the Catalan Giants. The club had even offered him an option to come to a mutual agreement over the termination of his contract, but he refused. At last, though, Barcelona could be closing in on offloading the 31-year-old midfielder. Indeed, as per the report, everything is in place for Pjanic to secure a return to Juventus on a season-long loan deal, with the Bosnian even agreeing on a 20% pay cut in order to push through a move. It will come as a boost for Barcelona as they continue to look to cut their wage bill and comply with the La Liga salary cap rules. As for Pjanic, a return to familiar surroundings will be a welcome one, especially after he was booed by the Blaugrana fans during the Joan Gamper Trophy game against Juventus. Then on to the final story of discussion. The problems just keep on compiling and compiling for Ronald Koeman and Barcelona. Not only is the Dutchman no longer able to call upon Lionel Messi in his side, but he will also be without new signing Sergio Aguero for the start of the 2021-22 season. The Argentine forward fell injured in Sunday's session and is now facing between 2 and 3 months on the sidelines. Barcelona announced on Sunday afternoon that the Copa America winner had suffered a problem with a tendon in his right leg, and RAC1 have now reported that after further tests, he is likely to be out of action until November. The early predictions were that the injury was a bad one, as Aguero wasn't in attendance for Messi's farewell press conference, nor was he there for the Joan Gamper Trophy against Juventus. The Barcelona boss had to speak about Aguero's condition last night, admitting his disappointment with the situation by saying it's a pity that he's injured. We have to wait for him to recover, but it's a step backwards because he had been training well. He has a lot to offer. Koeman already had both Ansu Fati and Ousmane Dembele out injured. Philippe Coutinho is now back, but he was ruled out for the game against Juventus as well. So guys, with that we come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you did enjoy the video and hope you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so, please endeavor to do so. With more information, more latest from Barcelona, endeavor to subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.